I've been playing a new season for a few days, so here are my thoughts, and I'll start with everything I found disappointing about this new season. Let me just check my notes. First off, there isn't enough hours in a day to play the game, and weren't there really this many reboots in Chapter 2? That's pretty much it for the negatives. Oh no, on that note, now a few quality of life improvements that Remix could consider introducing. Overall no, Fortnite has done a great job this season. Now, regarding the Prelude event, honestly it wasn't for me, the experience just didn't resonate with me. It felt more like a glorified party royale concept with some visuals thrown in as well. While the scale of the event being showcased at Times Square and linking up back with us in game is very impressive, it just doesn't feel like a live event Fortnite should be doing. And before we get into some sort of story argument here, that events need to be storyline, or some people want to say that the storyline's dead, just get over it. That is not what I'm arguing here. Let's take a cue from past events like Travis Scott and Ariana Grande, even though that Ariana Grande event had some lore elements thrown in. But Fortnite could make events like this entirely separate from the lore and still deliver a fulfilling journey and story in about 13 minutes. If Remix the Final could work on doing this, then I think that would really enhance the experience than just randomly watching a screen. So we wait and see how that unfolds. Now in terms of reboot vans, I think there needs to be more reboot vans. They all seem to be on the outskirts where the POIs are obviously, but there's been a few times where we're into like the later game and all the reboots are outside the zone. There needs to be a few additions of reboot vans. I feel personally it's been very difficult to find shields and more easier to find a purple pump. Now let's talk about bots because there seem to be a lot of them. Now in solos I haven't found as many, but in duos, trios, squads, which you find yourself playing the most, there seems to be a lot. Too much in my opinion. Fortnite needs to crank the dial down on bots or it's going to have an impact on people's enjoyment this season. There needs to be a fine balance of bots and skill-based matchmaking so you're not playing against too good of players or literal AIs. Now, for the musicians and rapper theme of the season, had me a little unsure at first, but that was the old me. I've grown a lot, settled down, and developed a taste for the finer things in life, like using creator code MrJLYII in the Fortnite item shop, #ad, or liking and subscribing. Thank you. Some fans feel that Snoop Dogg's addition undermines the legacy that his High King of Gold Midas created. Okay, to put it simply, some people are annoyed that he's taken over the agency. Now I know a few people have brought up the morality side of having rappers in Fortnite, and I think that will be another video for another day, as some will see their music as an outlay for good, some will see it as bad. Now if you allow your kids to play the season, you are introducing them to more adult themed music, and I would understand as a parent if you didn't want to allow your kids to see and hear that. But as I said, I will probably leave that for another video. And don't get me started on the controversy over mixing Midas with Meowscles. Like, what the f? As for the comments about the rest of the Battle Pass not being fully remixed, well, remix is a very broad term to be fair. There isn't really a definitive formula behind combining characters like Midas and Meowscles, or capturing the essence of chaos with something else. But overall, it's a solid Battle Pass that feels remixed. Now, I've seen some arguments saying that Midas would have been better to be remixed with Fusion. While I can see that being a very good remix, and that just wasn't done. That doesn't diminish Midas and Meowscles. You're trying to lose subjective validation to belittle the Meowder skin. Now, why Fortnite decided not to make one ball a customizable skin so you can change his style, make him a 2-ball, a 3-ball, a 4-ball, is a bit of an odd decision, while in the Reload trailer you introduced 10-ball. I mean, I'm going to forgive them in terms of that would have been so much more of a workload to make something similar to the Spectre from Season OG, which has over 2 billion possible combinations. So I get it. But overall, very well done Epic on the Battle Pass. How do I feel about the rappers and musicians added to the game as bosses with POIs and with mythics? Fortnite has decided, of course, to drip feed them throughout this month. Start with Snoop Dogg, and then bring in Eminem, and then adding that little bit of spice at the end. But is that really the best strategy, or would it have been better to kick things off with more of that vibe to set the tone from the start? Honestly, who knows? Remix won't be fully in the swing of things until about week 3, where all of the Remix POIs should be in, but I'm not mad about the way they've done it. As for the map, I'm sure it looks great. If you're not stuck on an old console or a dying PC, that's barely hanging on for dear life. No. But HitScan has returned for those of you who played Chapter 5 and for whatever reason couldn't hit a barn door to save your life. The HitScan point and click system is back. With that said, I kind of feel that projectile might have actually worked better on this map. One issue I have is the ridiculous long range AR encounters, which reminds me strange enough of the original Chapter 2, so I'm guessing it's succeeding given that OG feel, but it's nearly impossible to close the distance against something that isn't a bot, of course, without putting yourself at a disadvantage or being forced into a risky spray off at range and hoping you win the bloom battle. Oh no, I can't quite put my finger on it. After playing Reload for like the last 6 months, HitScan feels a bit different now. Maybe it's the bigger map or the server capacity, handling another 60 other players' inputs and deciding with a flip of a coin who gets what, which now I've presented it like that sounds very obvious and maybe a little silly now I've pointed out. But yeah, something feels off. Like, I beam in Reload, but something just feels a little bit different about BR. After coming out of the 2 most controversial seasons in recent history, the Ret season and the Marvel season, cars, nitro, jetpacks, the mythics, medallions, we are once again introduced to a more simplistic loot pool. But not quite gameplay wise, as we still have vaults and bosses, although it's much more stripped back without any of the weird mid-game additions like loot islands too. Currently, I don't find these elements to be overwhelming like they were in previous seasons. They're not constantly shoved in your face week in, week out. But once you beat a boss, they do become your teammate, which isn't completely broken to fight against, at least in the engagements I've had so far. They're tricky, but not too hard. Snoop's drum gun is really cool, and compared to Midas's, not Jules, I know going from Season 2 to Season 3 was a massive downgrade to some, but this isn't. As for the dog pound, the Snoop additions and other details help to make that place feel like his, but not going too far away from what the agency used to be. And paying homage and the respect shown to Juice WRLD is a great gesture, and I can't wait to see him in game. The cars are fun, although the flying glitch is ridiculous. I'm sure they're going to fix it because while it's amusing for a few days, I can see the issues it creates and the frustration it causes for other players trying to just play the game. But I'm not here to ruin anyone's fun because I do enjoy it, so I hope it's in game for a little bit longer. Now the comparison has to be, is Remix better than OG? Well, 100%, especially compared to the last week of OG, because Fortnite thought it would be a good idea to add every single explosive loot into the gameplay, which made that week less enjoyable for me. But on the whole, I have to give it a little while, but I think this can surpass OG. I also wanted to touch on the Battle Pass and how easy it is to level up this season. While it's cool to be able to unlock the Battle Pass with ease, doing it in a few days, even if you're not essentially grinding, I'm not so sure about that. Obviously it is a short season, so it is hard for others to get on the game. Given this season is so short, to unlock the Battle Pass and do what they need to do, I think they've gone too far in that direction. But all in all, Fortnite has given us a really good start of the season, and if they can deliver for the rest of Remix, it's bound to be one of the best. I look forward to seeing Mum Spaghetti / Grotto. They look amazing from the trailer and from the leaks I've seen, but for Ice Spice I'm going to have to wait on that one for my opinion. Probably once I see it in game, of course, that's probably where you should base your opinions. We can't talk about the new Remix season without mentioning the new Reload map and game mode. The new map is very cool, featuring a well executed desert theme along with the addition of lizard links, the golf greens. I'm happy about that. Although I can't say the same about the solo mode. It's sweaty, which isn't its entire problem because obviously Fortnite's quite sweaty, but having 2 reboots make every engagement feel like they have a free life, turning matches into mindless senseless pushing akin to Team Rumble. Once you get a little bit more late game, a bit more thought and process goes into the rest of the lobby. I don't know if that means we have to reconsider how the reload mechanic works in Reload solos, or maybe we should, and I should just give it time. And maybe people will eventually calm down if they realise and they're just getting eliminated pushing me, or I'm getting pushed and now I get eliminated and they just died someone else anyway. It's just a bit messy currently. Again, in case people have forgotten, I'm just pointing out some things that could improve the enjoyment this season. Overall, I think it's a great season. One of the best in most recent histories. As I said, it will go up against OG, and I think it will surpass it. Of course, that will go down to how good the event is. A good season with a good event makes it one of the best seasons. Even a worse season can sometimes get skyrocketed by a good event. One thing I do want to quickly say, because for the first few days I didn't even find a whiplash, so I was like, hold on a minute, but I still haven't found an SUV, unless anyone wants to say there are SUVs in game. In recent seasons, that misses a big customizable cosmetic in terms of car skins and SUVs, like the Tesla has kind of been vaulted this season, no? So with the SUV gone from the game, them cosmetics are useless in terms of Battle Royale. But I love the gameplay this season, I love the buses, I love the loot pool. I'm going to really enjoy this season, and I hope you do as well. If you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy this one because of a similar vibe. And guys, leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's been your boy, Mr. JRY. Till next time, bye bye.